We live. Let me see. Why didn't pop up on my phone talking about we live? Oh, we yeah. Live look. We Gucci.
That's from this mic right here.
I think so. It's from tournament. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out. You gonna be yelling at it now, too.
All right.
Look. Shalom, how about Shimon, to the brothers. Shalom, how about Shimon, to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Junior Hunter. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Bible. That all so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans are God's chosen people. We can prove it. We have been proving it. We will continue to keep proving it. Today, we're going to go over the book of Genesis, where, as you know, we've been going step by step. Excuse me, I have an allergy, so a little cold is coming up. But weekly, we've been going step by step about the Bible from Genesis 1. Now we're on Genesis 15. Last week, we had a problem with the Wi-Fi in the building. So we taught the class, but to the people that were in the class. So you did not get to see Genesis, the 15th chapter, 1 through 11. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask us. You can put it in the chat or whatnot. It does not matter. You can DM us or message us on Facebook or Instagram. Or YouTube, just hit us up. But today we will be going over Genesis 15, 12 through 21. I will do a brief recap prior to this about Genesis 1 through 11, and we'll run it from there. Today, I would like to give a nice shout out to a brother of mine. It's one of my main mans, man. Officer Natazak, out of one Natazak. It's my boy. This is really my boy. He's really my boy. I talk to him almost daily at this point. Yeah, he's gonna fill in with me for the day. We're good to go. Do you have anything you want to say out of one?
Shit, I was waiting for that breakdown for Genesis that y'all did last week.
That's crazy. Okay, definitely I'll get that to you.
All right, for sure.
All right. I might just me and the brother up here.
Rusty.
You all right? You all right?
Lie Yasharala.
Yeah, that's it. Which means everybody rise. We're going to face the east. We're going to get ready for the prayers. We're going to do it in the Hebrew, and then we're going to do it in the English. You want to do Hebrew?
Whatever you want. All right. Kept that brother close, better. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwatka.
Malakwatka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratizaka.
Ratizaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratizak.
Ba'aratizak.
Kaiwa.
Kawa.
Haywa.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathanyanawa.
Nathanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawathinawa.
Kabawathinawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawathinawa.
Kabawathinawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabayab nawa.
Tabayanawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawasayanawa.
Hawasayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwanawa.
Hamalakwa.
Wala'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wathapara.
Wathapara.
Lanyam.
La'awalumnum.
I select it. Aman.
Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Hakak, the power in the English. Select it. Hakak, which is the power in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Babakashah. Nathanyanawa. Hakak. La Rapa'ah. Kalamala. Select it. Kalamakala. Wakal. Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Matazarayim. Hakak. Lahquayim. Hamathim. Hakak. Rakawath. Hatama'ala. Garasham. Ba'asham. Yahushai. The water. Amen. Hakak, the power is in English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak. Atah. Yahweh. Wa'ashem. Yahushai.
Wa'maka'ala.
Wala hayam. Matazal ba'ah.
Alawak.
Yahana. Hala alawapim. Hasaranyam. Hakwatazayoyam. Wahakwatiyam. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. The water.
Amen. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angel. Commander General Yohana. The general. The captain. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. All. Hayharim. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Isaiah.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Shamawan.
Shemayim.
Ratizah.
All.
Yathan. Lamawat. Regalka. All. Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashun. Shamar. Yasharala. Yasharala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh, Tzalka, Al, Yad, Yamyaka, and Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Yawarak, Balala, Yalam, Yahweh, Yashamarka, McCall, Rai, Yashamar, Aftapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, I will love. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all, Damaya, Laka, all, Takaraj, all, Ashakwat, all, Ayub, Ana, Ayabika, Hayama, Yahama, Yawam, Ra'ash, Al Amaika, Lakawa, Ya'ara, Select. Okay. Haharyam wa Sawada Wayatha Yatazawa Al Tazapawanika Amarwa Yasharala Lakawa Awada. Okay. Lakawa. Wanna kakidum. Magawa. Wala'a. Yasakar. Shum. Yasharala. Awada. Kaya. Nawatazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Alaka. Barwa. Yakarwa. Salaki. Yakarwa. Alaya. Ahaya. Adawam. Wa. Yashamam. Yashamai. Alayam. Alayam. That's definitely one. Okay. Mawada. Mawaba. Wayagaryum. The ball. Wama Salaki. Wama Lat. Halashad. I'm Yeshabia. Tazawar. Gum. Ashawar. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarwan. Labanya. Lawat. Salah. Aisha. Laham. Kamadyam. Kasaya. Sara'ah. Kayabyam. Banakal. Kawayaswan. One. Nashamawa. Select. Nashabia. Nashamwa. Bayan. Daira. Haywa. Daman. La'adama. Shayatamwa. Nada. Ya. Mawa. Kaira. Wakazaba. Salaki. Wakaza Abba. Wakaza Abba. Wakaza Ba. Wakaza Ba. Wakaza Zal. Wakaza Zal. Manai. Call. Nasayak. Nasayaka. Nasayaka Wa. Nasayaka Wa. Ashar. Amarwa. Nair Shawa. Lana Wa. Nawa. Alahayim. Shayatamwa. Kagagala. Kakwash. Lapanya. Ra'af. Rabaka'ah. Kayawash. Taba Ira. Ryan Ya'ira. Kala Haba. Talahat. Hiram. Khan. Taradama. Basa Arika. Babasab. Lapatka. Taba Halam. Mala'am. Panahaham. Kalawam. Wayam. Bakwa Ash. Shamka. Yahweh. Yahweh Baswa. Wayam. Bahawa. Ayai. Waya. Kabara. Kapara. Waya. The what? Abadwa. Abadwa. Waya. Yawa. Kaya. Tata. Shamka. Yahweh. Baka. Alawam. Al. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarees, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished and endured. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahid. Yea, all the princes that survived, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like they will, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and purged, that men may know that power, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high over all the earth. All right, you may be seated. All right. As usual, as you know, I'll be doing the Hebrew from Genesis
we're supposed to do it in sevens, but because it's only 9 verses, I'm going to do the Hebrew from Genesis 15, 12 through 21. We'll run through it quickly. Right after that, I'll do a real brief recap of last week's class. I know we did not have it on Wi-Fi. You could not see it, but we did teach the class. Again, if you have questions about the class, because it runs into what we're talking about today, just let me know. Put it in the chat. I'll be glad to explain it to you. But right now, we're going to do the Hebrew. Genesis 15, verses 12 through 21. Give me a second, Baba Kushai. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 12. Wayahaya, the other thing in a cup. Oh, that's crazy. Verse 12. Wayahaya, Hasamash, Labwa, Watar Dama, Napala, Al Abaram, Wahana, Ayama, Kashaka, Gadala, Nepal, Ata, Al Yawa, Waya Amar, La Abaram, Yada I, Kaya, Gar, Yahweh, Zara Akub, Baratazah, La Lahum, Wa Badawam, Wa Nawa, Atham, Arabai, Ma'awath, Shana, Wagum, Af, Hagawaya, Ashar, Badwa, Dana, Alakayab, Wa'ach, Koryab, Hud, Taza'awa, Barakas, Gadal, Gadawal, Wa'ata, Dawa'a, Al, Abath Yakub, Basharum, Dakwabar, Bashi Yabasha, Tawaba, Wadawar, Rabbi Ayub, Yasha, Wabar, Hana, Kaya, La'a, Shalom, Awam, Ha'amaria, Aid, Hana, verse 17. Wayahaya, Hashamash, Ba'ahab, Wa'al Taha, Haya, Haya, Select. Wahana, Danawar, Ashan, Wala, Payad, Ash, Ashar, Ibar, Bayan, Haga, Zaryama, Ha'alab, Mayawam, Hahawa'a, Karath, Yahweh, As, Abaram, Bariath, La'amar, Lazaraka, Natat, Ayah, Ad, Ha'aratzah, Haza'ad, Manahar, Matazah, Rayam, I, Hanahar, Hagadal, Nahar, Parath, verse 19, Ad, Hakwa Yanya, Wa'ad, Hakwa Nazayah, Wa'ad, Hakayathwa, Hakayathya, Wa'ad, Haparzayah, Wa'ad, Hara, Pa'ayim, verse 21, Wa'ad, Ha'amaria, Wa'ad, Hakananya, Wa'ad, Hagar, Gashaya, Wa'ad, Haya, Bawasaya. All right. So, you know, yeah. All right, let's do Genesis 15. Let me do verse 1 through, just give a brief recap. So, Genesis 15, verses 1 through 11, basically what you're looking at Abraham having a conversation with the Most High about the promises that he's going to get and when he's going to get these promises and how he's going to get these promises. The Lord, and that ties into what's going to happen today when you really think about when we start to break it down. The Lord tells him what he must do. The Lord tells him to go get animals, certain animals. You see that in verse 9. The Lord tells him what type of animals to get and what type of animals to sacrifice. The Lord is telling him, hey, look, I'm going to make your seed as big as the sand of the sea, as big as the stars in heaven. He is telling Abram what he's going to do for him as a young man. Abram's name has not been changed. So think about what the Lord can do for you and what he's promising you and what he's telling you. You're going to find out what the theme of today's topic is. You're going to find out what the summary of today's topic is the more we go on into class. Nah, you gotta do it. Oh, I'm gonna get you to do. I want for Dash to do it. Quit out. What's up? Okay, I would like for Dash to go and read. I'm gonna get him to read 12 through 20 weeks. Just break it down from over there. All right.
Hey, so I'm gonna cry to all y'all tuning in.
Oh yeah, shout out to Young Man D, man.
Young Man D. Who else?
A warrior enough.
A lot. Davion. That's not Davion. That's the warrior.
That's the warrior.
Man, we gonna get that.
That's crazy.
Hey, give me your login to your YouTube, brother.
We gotta change that name.
Give me that login to your YouTube, my brother. What's it, sister?
You good?
Yakana.
You good? 15. Genesis 15. Start at verse 12 for the Bible.
This is coming from the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 12.
Come on.
Go ahead, brother. Good night.
Okay. This comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram.
Come on.
And lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him.
This is what happens, man. The Lord talks to you a certain way. And not every brother. I can't say the Lord's talking to me this way because I maybe I'm too stupid. Or maybe I'm too far from the Lord. But the Lord talks to certain brothers a certain way. He talks to certain sisters a certain way. Give me Job, the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 15. There are plenty examples of the Bible of the Lord talking to people in a sleep, in a dream. That's how the Lord talks to men. That's how the Lord talks to women. To set your path aright. There is a time that's going to come where we will see dreams. Our young men, our young daughters will see dreams, and they will be able to prophesy off those dreams. We have people in this school that can interpret dreams. They do it on a daily basis. You might not know it because you haven't had one, but there are men in this school who are trained to interpret dreams, just like Daniel interpreted a dream. We will get to that too as well. Give me that Job 33, verse 15.
Okay. This is the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 15.
Come on.
In a dream, in a vision of the night.
In a dream, in a vision of the night. The same thing that's happening to Abram right now. In a vision, in a dream. Come on.
With deep sleep falling upon man.
With deep sleep falling upon man. Come on.
And slumbering upon the bed.
Come on.
Then he opened the ears of man.
Then he's going to open the ears of man. Why? Because you're alive. You're awake. You're walking around thinking you know what you think. Thinking you have an idea of what's going on in life. Think you have an idea of what's happening around you. But the Lord said he's going to catch you in your sleep. He's going to catch you in your dreams. Something like Freddy. You have to go to sleep out. You think you're going to do what you do the way you want to do it, any way you want to do it. The Lord has different plans for you. He will catch you at a time where you're at your weakest, where you're at your most vulnerable, when you sleep. Keep reading.
And sealing their instruction.
He is sealing your instruction. The way you move is not according to you. The way you move is not according to how you should move. What you think and what you do, I can guarantee you is opposite of the Lord. The way the Lord has set up your life, the way the Lord has set up our lives is so totally different than what you would do. You have to understand, man, you ruin your life. You ruin your life. The Lord does not ruin your life. You ruin your life. The actions that you have, you do it. You take it. You take it because you're weak. Everything that's going on in your life is your fault. You just have to look at it like that. Some things are meant for you to go through so you can better yourself, to see if you can make it, see if you can become a man, see if you become a woman, see if you become an adult. Yeah, some things you go through, it's meant to test you. It's meant to see if you are what the Lord wants in his kingdom. Some things you do, though, you do it on your own. You mess up your own life. No one told you to do it. It was opposite of the scriptures. And guess what? You did it anyway, and your life was messed up. Yeah, that's what happens. Keep reading.
17.
Come on.
That he may withdraw it, man, from his purpose.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose. What you think you have, the purpose that I thought I had on my life is not that purpose. What I thought I was going to do in my life is it's a lie. What I thought that I could have done with my life is not real anymore. To me, it's like a farce. To me, it was a dream back in the day. It was a childish dream. Now I grew up and I became a man. I know what my purpose in life is, to save your life. Because brothers in here, their purpose in life is to save my life. Keep reading.
And hide pride from man.
Hide what from man?
Pride from man.
Hide what from man?
Pride from man.
The Lord is hiding pride from man. He hides pride from you. Why? Because for pride, well, after pride comes the what? The destruction. He hides pride from you. Why? Because you're a prideful bastard. And you're gonna fall, you're gonna fail in life because you're so prideful. That's what's gonna happen to you. The Lord is trying to tell you in these scriptures. Keep reading.
Verse 18.
Yeah.
He keepeth back his soul.
He what?
He keepeth back his soul.
Keep reading.
From the pit.
From the what?
From the pit.
The Lord is trying to save you. The Lord at this point was trying to save Abram. That is why he's telling Abram what he's going to do to Abram. This is why he told Abram to go sacrifice. This is why he told Abram to go do a covenant with him. This is why he told Abram to go have a contract with him, to save Abram for what was in store for him outside of the truth. That's why you're in the school. That's why we tell you what to do in the school, because you're trying to save your life. Because what you're going to do, you're going to ruin it. You're going to get yourself unalive. You're going to get yourself in more trouble. You're going to get yourself in more debt. You're going to get yourself in more problems. That's what you do. Our job here is to get you out of that. Any problem you do have, we can fix it. Why? Because your burden becomes our burden. We want to take the pride away from you. You can ask us for anything, we will do it for you. Don't be too prideful to ask, because if you don't ask, we don't know that you have a problem. This is why you check in weekly. This is why you talk to brothers above you. Because when you do have a problem, brothers can help you. Brothers can counsel you through that. And a brother will give you an order, and guess what? A warrior knows it. Quadash knows it. I know it. I know it. Young man D knows it. Dr. Zach knows it. When you get an order, the solution of the problem that you're having is usually in the what? The order. That's what it is. We give you an order to save your life. You might not think it. That's why the Lord got to take pride from you, because you don't understand the structure and the order of taking out the trash. That order is going to save your life. Why? Because it's going to build you up to take other orders. We ask you to take out the trash. Okay, that's cool. How can the Lord, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to take out the trash, clean the bathroom, which we all do, and vacuum, why would you think the Lord would give you control of a country? Why would the Lord give you control of a nation of people? Why would the Lord say, hey, you can run trade from New Zealand to North Africa? Why would he give you that when you can't even clean a bathroom up? The Lord takes pride from it, man. Keep reading.
And his life from perishing by the sword.
That's what the Lord's trying to do for you. That's what the Lord's trying to do to you. That's what we're doing here. When you read Samuel, 1 Samuel, the 3rd chapter, you ain't got to get it. The Lord talked to Samuel in a dream. The Lord even talks to enemies of Israel in a dream. He talked to Nebuchadnezzar in a dream. Daniel interpreted the dream. He talked to Joseph in a dream. He told Joseph, don't worry, go into this woman. No, it's of the Lord. Because what's about to come out of this woman is of the Lord. The Lord's talking to people in a dream. In a dream. In a time of sleep. He will holler at you. He will come talk to you. I know you can't understand it. Don't worry about it. Keep watching class. Keep listening. You're gonna understand it. Give me you got a thing what's happening?
I want to add in also, like, it takes away the spooks of everything,
right?
As well,
right?
Because people just assume, like, you know what I mean. I mean, it most of the time when you hear about the Lord appearing to people, it's usually through a vision,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And that's going back to Joseph. Joseph is one of my favorite in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was able to interpret and read exactly what. Well, I mean, he didn't start off being able to know exactly what his dreams were, but once he, you know what I mean, he had to develop that gift. You know what I'm saying? When he first had it, he couldn't really spot on, like, okay, well, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna be ruling over y'all in Egypt one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it was more so just like, well, the Lord sent me this vision and whoop. And then once he got older, he started to be able to interpret his dreams a lot easier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Yeah, it takes away the spooks of things. It's just like, you know what I mean? Not saying that every dream means something.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean, a lot of dreams don't mean anything at all. But when you have those particular dreams where you just like, you know that the Lord is trying to tell you something, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I got.
People, here's what he's trying to get you to understand, man. There's no spookism in this Bible, man. There's not like things that you cannot explain in this Bible, man. Everything that's in this Bible can be explained through signs or through detailed situations. What he's really trying to get you to understand, everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Abram being the father of many nations is a spiritual thing, man. What your life is, you live a carnal life. That's why you can't understand the Bible. Your life is carnal. This is why a lot of people in the world can't understand what we're talking about. They're carnal. This is why your family and your friends look at you as if you're strange. Why? Because they're carnal. They're carnal people. The Lord don't want you to be carnal. The Lord wants you to understand spiritual things. That's what he was telling Nicodemus. Don't sweat. But go get another one. That's what he was trying to tell Nicodemus in John the 3rd chapter. And that's one of my favorite chapters because a Christian.
There is somewhere.
That's what. Cool out. Don't worry. Yeah. Give me what I want. Go to verse 13. Oh, you got a question? Come on.
No, I
Let's go.
It's come from the book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 17.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass in the last days, say God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh.
Yep, that's what I want.
And the sons and your daughters shall prophesy.
Yes.
And your young man shall see visions.
Yes.
And your old man shall dream dreams.
Yes. That's a promise from the Lord. That is a statement from the Lord. That will happen. That is happening. You don't know, but it's happening right now. You don't know this happening. You take the I don't know if the other one burn.
Yes.
For sure. We got some more Francis somewhere. In that bag. The Francis somewhere.
Yes.
No, ain't nothing back there. How you get them? The Francis somewhere. In the bag when you got the bag?
I'm pretty sure he gonna find it.
I need to read.
Oh, you didn't read?
I need to read.
Go ahead, Kadash. Go ahead, read.
Give me Genesis 15. No sweat. Just give me Genesis 15. 13.
It's come from the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 13.
Yeah.
And he said unto Abram, know of the surely that thou seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Come on.
And shall serve them.
Keep reading.
And they shall afflict them for 400 years.
What is he talking about, Kodash? What are you talking about?
He's talking about the slavery of our people, the 400 years that we've been in bondage right there.
But what is he talking about? Like, if somebody asks you, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're just saying it, but what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the curse that was put upon our people.
Okay, read again. Give me 15:13 again.
15:13. And he said unto Abram, know of surely that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Read.
And shall serve them.
Read.
And they shall afflict them for 400 years.
Break that down.
So basically, from our people being disobedient from the Lord's laws and commandments, we will be put into bondage, which in this time now, we was put into slavery in this land that we in now. So
you telling me that Genesis 15 and 13 is talking about today?
It's talking about today.
No.
Well, no, actually, let's talk about in Egypt.
It's talking about Egypt. Egypt means what?
Bondage.
Bondage. He's right. Give him a hand. This right there is talking about, don't think of today yet. We're in the beginning of Genesis. We're at the book of Genesis. We're at Abram. This is the patriarch of Israel. This is the forefather of Israel. This is Genesis, the 15th chapter, the 13th verse. You're going to break it down. It's going to break it down even more clear to let you know this is specifically talking about Egypt.
Yeah.
Think about it. We haven't even went into, but we're not even a people yet. He already got to think early in verses. He's telling Abram he's going to be, his seed is going to be as numerous as the sand of the sea. We're going to prove all these things that I'm saying right now. And verse 13 is telling them, your children are going to go to the land where they have not known. And they're going to be in bondage. They're going to be in captivity. And those people they are going to serve. That's Egypt. That's Mizraim. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go there. We're going to serve these people. And guess what? We're going to be afflicted for 400 years. How can we prove that the Lord is talking about Egypt right here? If we, now that we know Genesis 15 and 13 is talking about Egypt, how can we prove that we were in Egypt for over 400 years?
Through the scriptures.
What scripture? How can we, somebody, if you got to think about it, you're going to be up here teaching this class one day, or somebody's going to ask you a question about Genesis, the 15th chapter, the 13th verse, one day. What about like a brother telling you something is going to happen and then it does happen? Could that be the Lord? It depends, but a lot of times, yes. So, like, you don't know who the Lord can reach you through. Like, there are times, I will give you an example, right? And I don't really tell this story too much, but other brothers have heard it. There was a time I was in Louisiana with some brothers. We had just came from New Orleans, and they were going to drop me back off at home in Shreveport. Anyway, it's a neighborhood that I know. That's where I'm from. It's a neighborhood that I know. It's a rough and tough neighborhood. It's the original neighborhood that I'm from. I won't give out any names. Anyway, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I know what happens at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in Shreveport. So does everyone else. We needed gas. It was at a gas station that we needed gas. And we were going to turn into this gas station. And I looked over and I just saw some stuff happening. And it just did not feel right to me. And all I said was, do not turn right here. Keep going straight. The brother that was in front of me, like this, it's just a proven story. It's not a lie. The brother that was in front of me, I was in the back driver's seat behind the driver. The brother that was in front of me was driving. He was for the turn. I had to hit his chair and tell him, no, do not turn in here. Keep going straight. There's a gas station down the street that we're going to go to. In 3 seconds, we heard a series of gunshots, and it sounded like a war zone. The brothers that was in the car with me, they turned around, and they looked back, not at me, but to see what was going on behind me. I didn't turn around because I knew what was going on, because I just know. Guess what? Officer at that time, you are a prophet, because you just saved somebody's life or something that was going to happen to you. Don't confuse this with Christianity. You know how Christians be, the Lord got a calling on your life, and I'm gonna get you the Lord gonna get you this job. Well, that just happens anyway because you done put out 100 applications. You got to get one job at least. You know what I'm saying? So don't confuse that. You right.
You got it.
Right.
You got it.
Come on. Give me Exodus 12 and 40, Kodash. The question was.
That man be on it.
He be on it. The question was, how can we prove that these are the 400 years that was being talked about in this Bible? There are 2 precepts I want. Give you that Exodus 12 and 40.
I got it right here. The book of Exodus chapter 12 and verse 40.
Come on.
Now the sojourning of the children of Israel,
come on,
who dwelt in Egypt,
in the land that they would not know, come on,
was 430 years.
There you go. There go your 400 years right there. We was in Egypt 430 years. You can't even imagine that. You know how many generations of people there are? That's not even 4, because people don't even live to 100 anymore. So what?
At that time period, about like 2.
No. What?
It was long at that time.
It was long at that time. It might have been 3 or 4 generations at that time. You really got to think about how many people think about the sex that blacks and Hispanics have, bro. You know how many babies were being made in that time span, in that time period? The same amount of children we got now, the same amount of children we got then. The same generation of people back then, the same generation of people right now. It's the same thing over and over and over again. We had millions of children out there. That's why they had to deal so wisely with us or sneakish with us so we wouldn't overtake them, because the Egyptians knew. They said if these people would come to naught, they would go to war with us. That's what they were thinking. Give me how did we end up in Egypt, Kodash?
We ended up in Egypt by breaking the laws and commandments of the Lord.
How did we end up in Egypt?
Slavery, migrated.
So we just became slaves and ended up in Egypt?
We broke the laws and commandments of the Lord. We went into captivity.
So we weren't in Egypt prior to us breaking the laws?
I think you
give me Exodus
like the way you accent because
I'm not saying brothers. How do we end up in the land of Egypt?
We was there. I'm not sure.
Give me Exodus 1. They're breaking that. This is why I love the Bible.
What?
I think I got.
How did we end up in Egypt?
Oh, here it is. Exodus 1:1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man his own household came with Jacob.
Come on.
Verse 2, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Verse 3, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher.
Come on.
And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, but Joseph was in Egypt already.
For who?
Joseph was in Egypt already.
Now from Joseph, how did the rest of us get to Egypt?
Through Joseph.
But how?
Joseph, well, basically, when Joseph got sold and he went to Egypt, he was sold by his brothers.
Come on.
So then, once he became in power, he went and brought his brothers there because they was in famine.
No, that way he put it in the chat too. Yeah, a family came in the land. The only place that you can really get food and work was what? In Egypt. What ended up happening is we grew in power. And a Pharaoh who did not know the Israelites at that time, he decided to deal wisely and conceited with us in that council. That's all it is. We have to know why we got into Egypt. And you know I wanted to bring out today. It's not a coincidence that what's next week? What's next Saturday? Passover. It's not a coincidence that we're bringing out Egypt today. We didn't plan this. We didn't make this up. We didn't say in September we was going to start going from Genesis 1 all the way through the Bible, and it ended up us talking about Egypt today. We didn't plan it.
This is all, if I could,
come on.
This is all ordained through the Spirit.
Through the Spirit of the Lord. No one sat here and said, we're going to talk about Egypt today. Even we had 3 or 4 weeks where we messed up. Even last week, we didn't even have the Wi-Fi working in. So now you look at it. Now we're talking about Egypt today. You have anything you want to say out of one?
Like getting into Egypt, yeah, that's very highly, like, you know what I mean? You can tell that's of the Lord.
Right.
Us getting into Egypt. Like, now we already, I mean, if nobody knows the scenario, what happens, like Joseph was at rule at the time period, you know what I mean? And we went, what was it, the new Pharaoh that came in?
Uh-huh.
The new Pharaoh that came in was cruel to the children of Israel. You know what I mean? So more than likely we was sinning. You know I mean, following their gods and stuff like that. We know that through the scriptures as well. You know what I mean? But a new Pharaoh came into Egypt, and he was cruel to the children of Israel. Right. And it was like that from so on forth. You know what I mean? It's no different from how we got into. I can't really compare the two because the way that we got into Egypt was a little bit more. It was how we got to America. You know what I mean? But the oppression was just the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in that time period, we were put into ghettos and barrios in the land of Egypt.
Right.
I mean the land of Goshen. You know what I'm saying? So we were in Egypt, we were thriving, we were doing good, and then we were still under heathens rulership.
Right.
And what do they do? What they always do, put us in
more bondage,
just oppression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that really goes with what's going on in Passover, because the Lord had to come get us out of that place because we were so oppressed. We were so much in struggle, and the Lord had to rip us out of that land.
Right.
But, yeah.
And that's crazy. You think about today. Think about it in America. We were doing well. We had the black household up. We had the Hispanic household up. We were upstanding citizens. We were doing well. You know what they did? They bummed us. Yeah. They bummed us. That's what they did. They sat here and they unalived everybody who was doing something to themselves. You know how much of a devil you have to be to say these people aren't bothering us. They have great communities. They have great children. They have great parents. They have great relationships with the people around them. You know what? Let's bomb them.
All right.
You know what? All their men, let's throw them in prison. Let's put drugs in their neighborhood. Let's take all the jobs from them, put in other people to do the jobs in their neighborhood. And you know what? Each time they fall, we're gonna put them in prison more. You got to be a devil to think of something like that. Like you have to. They're dealing cunningly with us. They're not dealing with us. They're not dealing with us the way a righteous man would deal with people. Why would I care about? Think about Haman in the Book of Purim, and how it wasn't Haman or was it Mordecai?
No, I was saying
Haman.
Mordecai was
Us. Think about how Haman was doing well. Haman spoke about all the great things he had. He was an Amalekite. And every time we see Mordecai, it just made him mad. Like, think about, like, you're such a hater. You're such an evil, wicked bastard that you're doing so great. But if you see me doing a little bit of good, it hurts your body, it hurts your soul. Yeah, that's Esau. That was Egypt. That was the Pharaoh. That's the same thing that happened in Egypt. It's the same thing that happened now. We're going to bring it up later. Give me verse 14.
This comes from the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 14.
15.
Verse 15?
No, Genesis 15, verse 14.
Oh,
like
it. 15?
15, verse 14.
This is Genesis chapter 15, verse 14. And also the nations whom thou shalt serve.
Read it again.
And also the nation whom thou shalt serve will I judge. Afterward shall they come out with great substance.
Read it again.
Shalaki. Genesis 15 and 14.
Come on.
And also the nation whom thou shalt serve will I judge.
Also the nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Who did we serve? Question. Egypt. We served Egypt. Keep reading.
And afterward shall they come out with great substance.
Stop right there. The Lord said the nation that we served, he will judge. How did he judge Egypt? Kodash.
He judged Egypt with the plagues. The 10 plagues that came upon Egypt.
You're right. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 43. It's going to be a pretty long precept. 43 to 51. The book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 43 through 51. We just read that the Lord, Genesis 15 to 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. We're going to read how he judged Egypt for afflicting us and putting us through this pain, putting us through the hurt and the sorrow that we went through in Egypt. We're going to see how the Lord plagued them. We're going to see how the Lord judged them. Let me show you something about the Lord and how he does not play. The book of Psalms, chapter 78, you got that? Come on.
This comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 43.
Read.
How he had wrote his signs in Egypt and his wonders and his wonders the fields of Zion.
Read that again.
Verse 43. How he had wrought his signs in Egypt.
Come on.
And his wonders in the fields of Zion.
Keep reading.
And had turned their rivers into blood.
This is the Lord judging Egypt. This is the Lord judging Egypt. He let Egypt do that to us. So he had every right to judge him the way he wanted to judge him. Keep reading.
He sent divers sorts.
Now, read it. Go back up to 44.
Verse 44. And turned their rivers into blood.
He turned their rivers into blood. Imagine there's no drinking water where you're at. Keep reading.
And their blood.
Come on.
That they could not drink.
The other people was dehydrated. Read.
He sent diverse sorts of flies among them.
Come on, man. Diverse sorts of flies among them. Creeping things. Keep reading.
And then we're spreading diseases as well.
Come on. We gonna really understand the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
He is plaguing these people with fleas and flies and diseases. This is not happening in a day's time. He is literally judging them. Just think about today. He is judging America now. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Keep reading.
He sent diverse sorts of flies among them.
Come on.
Which devoured them.
Come on.
And frogs which destroyed them.
These are poisonous frogs. These are frogs that's going to tear everything up around you. Keep reading.
He gave also their increase unto the caterpillars.
So, caterpillars are going to eat up all the things that you grow. They're going to sit on your leaves and your plants. All the things that you grow in the field, those caterpillars are going to eat that. Why? Because the caterpillar needs to eat so he can eventually get into a cocoon. So eventually what happens after he comes out of the cocoon? Turns into a butterfly. This caterpillar has to build himself up to be able to chill and migrate inside this cocoon and eat up the fat that he has acquired over time to turn into a butterfly.
Right.
So he has to eat. And it's not just one caterpillar. These are plenty caterpillars, plenty locusts. Keep reading.
If I may, real
Yes,
quick.
sir. Anytime.
People are taking the things that are happening out here as a small thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they think like Christianity has pushed it like it's like those plagues happen within like 10 days.
Right.
10 plagues, 10 days. You know what I'm saying? No. Like when you seen like the plagues that were happening out here, the toilet paper and all the food and stuff being gone from the store, that's gonna happen again.
Right.
That's definitely gonna happen again. You know what I mean? That was just a small sample of what the Lord is capable of. But the whole world went into a full-on panic. You know what I mean? Don't take that lightly, because the same thing that we're experiencing here is what they were experiencing in Egypt.
Right.
Only there's a little bit more. I mean, it was intense back then.
Right.
It was very intense. Like the Lord was really showing and improving, because the Lord wants he wants to be known that it's him that's doing it.
Exactly.
And I mean, he doesn't want you to, like right now we got social media, we got a whole bunch of different things that make it seem like, oh, we dial down dysfunction real quick, and everybody's used to it. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord, he's gonna do something to let it be known. This is me that's doing it. You know what I mean?
Literally.
This is me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not no, oh yeah, this happened, and oh, it could have been caused by a monkey or what else was they talking about? Mosquito, whatever it is. He's gonna let it be known, this is me. You know what I mean? Because he needs you to know that you did something wrong, and the thing that you did wrong was putting my people into bondage. You know what I mean? So that's, yeah, most definitely. Like, he's gonna do something on this place where social media won't be able to cover it up. You know what I'm saying? Social media won't be able to like, oh yeah, well, it could have been this, it could have been no.
Right.
He's gonna let it be known that it was him that did it.
Right.
But go ahead, keep going.
Keep reading.
Verse 47.
Right.
He destroyed their vines and their hail.
Now read that again.
He destroyed their vines with hail.
He destroyed their vines with hail. This is frostbite coming out the sky.
Mm-hmm.
This is different. This is a different time frame. He's letting you know, hey, I'm not even gonna just send rain. I'm gonna send hail. I'm gonna send big balls of ice that's gonna tear up your vines. Keep reading.
And their sycamore trees with frost.
He's giving your trees frostbite, so to make sure that they can't grow like it's winter time. Keep reading.
Verse 48.
Come on.
He gave up their cattle also to hail.
Do you understand how big the hail drops must have been that you can't hide your cattle from? Like these, we don't know what it looked like. We could have been big old golf balls coming out of the sky. That's what a piece of hail is. It's just a mini or a big golf ball of ice just raining down on you, and there's nothing you can do. I've seen it in movies. I've actually seen real life hail balls as big as like the inside of this. Like that can be pretty huge if you decide. Big as your thumb at least. Keep reading.
And their flock to hot thunderbolts.
Hot thunderbolts, man. Imagine you got a flock of animals and the Lord is bringing thunder down. Thunder, hail, lightning. And they're thundering your flocks.
Right.
You got 200 cows out there.
Right.
And lightning is striking every cow you had. Science can't explain it. That's beyond science.
Right.
That's the Lord who's manipulating science or controlling science to strike right there. What they say, it don't strike twice. Lightning doesn't strike twice the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lord can do that. Come on.
If I may, you gotta understand that the judgment of the Lord at this time, if he dropping hail and lightning bolts, you gotta understand. First of all, it's coming from the both sides.
Right.
The pressure of something that size, that's like a bullet.
That's like a bullet.
Shooting down plus lightning. It's like you ain't got nowhere to go.
It's nothing you can do. And he did it for us.
Right.
That's going to be a theme of the class. You're going to see it when we bring it out. He did it for us. He tore up a whole nation of people because they afflicted us.
Yeah.
Right.
Blacks and Hispanics were getting their behind tore up. Native Americans were getting their behind tore up. And the Lord said, you know what? Yep, I'm done. Y'all are done. I'm done. I'm sick of you hurting my children. Y'all finna tear your behind up.
Right.
That's about to happen again. Keep reading.
Verse 49.
Come on.
He cast upon them the furiousness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Mike sounds muffled.
The mic sound more. Oh, let me see.
I'll try that. Test it 1 2. Test it 1 2. Yeah, it do sound like a little. I mean, go. You got lunch break. Yeah.
Is it echo?
Nah, I don't want that.
Playing from Isupk's iMac.
Should be 12.
Do right now.
Test it 1 2. Test it 1 2. I can't hear nothing. Oh no. Testing 1 2. Test 1. Testing.
Sound better?
I mean, it's a little. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
We should have used that one, but we got it.
All right. Are we? Hold on. Are we good?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, for sure. All right, the water. What am I saying? Read that again, verse 49.
Verse 49. He cast upon them fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Yeah, that's what you don't understand. The Lord has angels that are reserved for evil. when you see a thunderstorm happen, well, not a thunderstorm, you see like an earthquake, or you see a tsunami, or a volcanic eruption, or a hurricane, a natural disaster. Yeah, the Lord set that up.
Christians, what the?
Come on.
Do y'all really think that there's anybody that's able to war with God? He sends evil angels. He doesn't war with angels. Like, come on now. Like, he sends them. Like, this is a very, very, very important precept, because people think that there's fallen angels that come from heaven and they disobeyed God, so now they're at war with God. That's not true. There is no one that is, how can I say? I don't want to use that word. There is nobody that is daring enough to go against God but the nation of Israel. Because he gave us specific instructions and we disobey him all the time.
Boy, I like that boy. That's what I'm looking for.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he sends the evil he's a good and terrible power.
Right.
You know what I mean? He can be good to you if you're good to him, but he can be terrible to you if you are being disobedient.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know what the Christian church is reading, but this is an excellent precept to bring up when it comes to them thinking that there is such thing as angels that are capable of being disobedient and going and warring against God. You know what I mean? The only war that God puts is his people through the war of heathens, putting his people through captivity.
Right.
That's it. No one goes against God. Only us. We're the only ones daring enough. I don't want to use the other word because it starts with an R.
Right.
You can't use it on YouTube. But it starts with an R. We're the only ones daring enough to go against the Lord when it comes to his statutes and commandments. You know what I'm saying? But read that one more time. If I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
There is no opposite army for God.
Right.
There is no war of heaven and hell.
That's crazy.
You are in hell.
You're in it. You live.
You living in it right now. There is no war between Satan and God. There is nobody that can even box with God ever. Not even in the closest form.
Right.
You know what I mean? Satan reports to God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's in Job, the first chapter and the second chapter. The angels of God were called up to heaven and Satan came with them.
Man.
Why? Because Satan is an angel as well.
His job is to do one thing, is to make sure that your R word is, you know what I mean, not smart enough to be able to figure out that God has only one enemy. And that's the enemy that transgresses against his people.
That's it.
Not transgresses against him. Stop making my God so weak.
Right.
Like, Christianity makes God so effeminate. Like,
the G word.
Their gods, not mine. But their God, they make their God so effeminate. It's like, oh yeah, well, he can create something and have it go against him.
Right.
No, it's not possible. You know what I mean? Like, there is no war between the two. God sends the evil to us because we are evil amongst what his promises were.
Right.
That's it. It's not rocket science.
It's not right.
You know what I mean? Not hard at all. It's just it all has to do with common sense. You know what I mean?
Give me,
Christianity,
if I may.
hate you.
Yes. Let me tell you, and you know, people don't understand why we have such an arch against Christianity and against Christians and against Muslims. Here's why. Not even Muslims. Let's leave the Muslims out of this for now. Christians, you have no idea what the Bible is saying. You have no understanding of what the Bible is saying. You do not get it. You have been fed a lie your whole life. And then you meet us who read the Bible, who study the Bible, who get the precepts of the Bible daily, every day, and you argue with us, even though we come with logic and common sense. Christianity takes logic and common sense away from you. You're walking around here thinking that a snake talks to people.
Right.
Like, that's what you really think. Like, you're walking around every day of your life thinking that a snake, an animal that has no legs, is talking to
He
people.
had legs at the time, I guess.
Clearly. And he stood up.
Walking crocodile. He turned into a snake.
He got on his hind tail and stood up and talked to a woman. Yeah, that don't make no sense. In your mind, here's how I know you're crazy. You think a woman who has never had sex in her life ended up pregnant. Like, that's why you think. Like, you really have to walk around here and say, there's a woman on earth. A woman on earth who's never had sex and somehow had a baby, and she got some other dude to rape.
You think Christ got his mother pregnant with himself?
That's what you think, because you think Christ is God. You're sick. You're disgusting. Something is wrong with you. We're here to break that. This is why we have an art with Christianity, because it takes away the common sense factor of life.
Common sense.
Common sense. You've been walking around this earth 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, and you're telling yourself there's a woman on earth who's had a baby without sex. You've seen all the women you know in your life when they have babies. Guess what? You know they were having sex. You know it, but not this one. Come on.
If I bet so.
Come on.
What's the craziest thing
Come on.
was you think that the Most High God is a God that would send a spirit to have sex with a woman and make a baby, make our big brother,
Our king.
our king.
Well, that's why I brought up, because they think that Christ is God.
That's crazy.
Christ got his own mother pregnant.
Through the Holy Trinity. The Holy Spirit is Jesus, is God.
And there's three people ruling the throne.
It don't make no sense.
But they're all the same.
And the spirit did it, had sex with him.
And had another dude raise it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we don't
Give me
go back to common sense.
I'm gonna read this for you. Ecclesiasticus 39, verse 28.
Yes.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
It says, what was created for vengeance?
There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance.
This is why bringing up that counsel in Job
Yes,
is very important, because the Lord instructs what is going to be destroyed, and he has weapons to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
He has people who are in control of those weapons to do that. Or he has angels that are in control of that. And that's a heavy precept, because it's like,
it is.
as many times as I had to like battle brothers who think that, you know what I mean, there is a wicked or evil army that's going against God, and that's what makes you do the wickedness you do. You do the wickedness you do because of you. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? You do the wickedness you do because you want to do wickedness. That's it. And then you submit to yourself. That's it. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Like, Satan really ain't got to do nothing right now. You know what I mean? He already got you.
He got you.
He already has you. All he has to do is put whatever you want in front of you, and you're going to submit to it. You know what I mean? You have no discipline. You have no structure. This is why the ISUPK is so important. You know what I mean? Because we war. It's war. Like, what is it? War against what principalities?
Yeah, not against flesh and blood, but
Right. Not against
spirits in high places.
Like, it's war, and you have to know how to battle things that come to you or come against you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Satan ain't got to do much to these people no more. They're already done. They're already. Man, it's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Like, Satan probably on vacation right now. I ain't gonna hold you.
What
He
he got
probably
to do?
on vacation at a beach room.
He did
What does
everything
he
he
need
needed
to do? You know what I mean? You're submitting to every lust that comes in front of you. You know what I mean? You have submission. There is no discipline. There is no discipline. There is nobody that's teaching you to war against your flesh.
Right.
He probably got his feet picked up at a beach somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but going back to like the situation, like, that's an excellent precept that goes against there is a war between heaven and hell. There is no war that God has to go through other than the ignorance of his people. Realize who you are. Realize what the laws he gave you is, and just follow them. Point blank period. It's that easy. Because at the end of the day, we're going to continue to keep on being in bondage as long as, man, I had, like, okay, I was dealing with a battle in social media yesterday. And it's a person that was saying, oh, Christ's name was mentioned in the Old Testament. Y'all need to know who y'all praying to. I said, okay, well, you know what I mean? First of all, he was mentioned numerous amounts of times.
Lo, I was written in the volume of the book.
Right. And it's just like the ignorance that was coming off of this person. Oh, yeah, well, they didn't say his name. Okay, well, you know, Christ is a title. You know what I mean? Everybody has a title. You know what I mean? Moses' name is a title. You know what I mean? Everybody's name means something. It has to do with their characteristic. Oh, well, they didn't say Jesus in the Old Testament. All right, you know what? You're ignorant. And that's the problem that we're having. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Our people are very, very, very ignorant, and they're very, very like they're. And I can see why Moses was so irritated. You know what I mean? Like, I can see why Moses struck the rock, because our people are just like they will combat everything that makes no sense at all. Like, we gotta understand. We were in Egypt at that time period, and we were under captivity because of our ignorance and serving things that don't need to be served. Why in the hell are you serving a white man in a red suit with a white beard that got your kid sitting on his lap? But you continue to keep on running to this man every year. You know what I mean? Like, this should make sense to us. Like, some things, like, would you just run up to a random man with a red suit and a white beard and put your kid on his lap? And
That's what they do every year.
But no, I'm just talking about just if you see a random man with a red suit that's sitting on a bench, would you just run and put your kid on his lap?
All you do that. All you need is a sign that says Santa.
But you do it because they told you this particular day you're supposed to do it.
That's crazy.
You're going to put your child on this man's lap. You don't even know who this man is, but you're going to sit him on his lap and you laughing and having a great time watching this. I can't even say the word, but it starts with a P.
Yes.
Have your child on his lap.
You're
sitting there. Yeah, you see.
You put a child. I don't even want a child on my lap.
You have to break your spirit from this oppression right here. You have to break your spirit from it. It's only common sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to put your child on a lap of a heavy-set white man with a white beard with a red suit, if you're not just willing to just run and throw him on it, why would you do that on a particular day of the year?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's time.
No. No, I'm
Okay. But it's common sense.
Right.
And this is why the Lord is judging us, because we're lacking that. We're
Right.
lacking a lot of common sense. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Go back to Genesis 15, verse 14. You know the Bible? Take this Bible. Genesis 15, 14.
So for the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 14.
Come on.
And also that nation whom thou shalt serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
Give me the book of Exodus chapter 6, verse 5 and 6. Remember, back to the original topic. I know we kind of got off topic right quick, but it's clear that you should know what's going on. The same thing going on in Egypt, the same thing going on now. Exodus 6, verse 5 and 6.
And don't take it lightly either, because the Lord is judging this place.
Right now. Come on.
Come from the book of Exodus, chapter 5.
Chapter
6, verse 5.
Come on.
And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel,
Keep reading.
whom the Egyptians keep in bondage.
Who the Egyptians keep in what?
In bondage.
The Egyptians were afflicting us. Keep reading.
And I have remembered my covenant.
He what?
He remembered his
He
covenant
remembered his covenant with who?
with Israel.
With Israel that was set up through who?
To Abraham.
Through Abram. Come on.
Verse 6.
Come on.
Verse 6. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel.
Unto the children of who?
Children of
The children
Israel.
of Israel were the ones led out of Egypt. Not everybody. Keep reading.
I am the Lord.
I am the who?
I am the Lord.
Keep reading.
And I will bring you out under the burden of the Egyptians.
The Lord afflicted those Egyptians to bring us up out of there. Come on.
And I will rid you out of their bondage.
The Lord will do that for us. The Lord. We didn't do it for ourselves. We won't do it for ourselves. The Lord did it for us. Keep reading.
And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm.
That's all we need. Drop that. Go back to Genesis 15, 14.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge.
Come on.
And afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
How did we leave Egypt?
We left Egypt.
No, just right there. Just read it again. That part at the end.
And also that nation whom thou shalt serve will I judge.
Come on.
And afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
How did we leave Egypt?
With great substance.
How did we leave Egypt?
With great substance.
Give me Exodus 3 and 21. Hold that. Give me Exodus 3 and 21. We didn't leave Egypt with nothing. Here's what I want to understand. All these things that God is telling Abram, it happened. I'm going to prove it line by line, step by step, precept upon precept. Everything that he's telling Abram in Genesis, the 15th chapter, happened. He just told him he's going to judge the people that we go into and serve that afflicts us, which is Egypt. We showed you how he afflicted Egypt. We're going to show you how we walked out of Egypt with great substance. Keep reading.
This is coming from the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 21. And I will give this people favor.
Yep.
In the sight of the Egyptians.
In the sight of who?
And the Egyptians.
In the sight of who?
Egyptians.
Keep reading.
And it shall come to pass that when you go, you shall not go empty.
You will not go what?
Empty.
Keep reading. Is that in
22?
Yeah, come on.
But every woman shall borrow.
Come on.
Of her neighbor.
Come on.
And of that shall journey in her house.
Come on.
Jewels of silver.
Jewels of what?
Jewels of silver.
Keep reading.
And jewels of gold.
Gold.
And raven.
And raven, come on.
And ye shall put them upon your son.
Yep.
And upon your daughter.
Come on.
And ye shall spoil the Egyptians.
We're going to spoil the Egyptians. That's the Lord is telling Abram what we're going to do. The Lord told Abram we're going to leave Egypt with a great substance. We're going to continue to prove that. Give me the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 35. Don't worry, I got one more precept after this to prove that we left Egypt with a great substance. The same way we left Egypt with a great substance, the same way we're going to leave here now.
The same way we're going to leave here now. And guess what? I'm going to use a biblical name. I don't want to use an actual name. But Amalek is stacking up a lot of stuff in Israel for us right now.
Stacking it up. Do you know how much stuff that is sitting here waiting for us?
Gold.
Come on.
Jewels.
Come on.
I've talked to him. You know what I mean? I can't say the pleasure, but I've spoken to one.
Yes.
And they got a lot of stuff waiting for us. They even talking about they got the Ark of the Covenant waiting for us.
Waiting for us. I don't think they really have. What?
Yeah.
I think they can.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Read. Exodus 12, verse 35. And behold that Genesis.
We're not gonna leave this
This is the book of
with nothing on. That's all I can say.
Right.
this is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 35.
Come on.
And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses.
Slack, and I hope y'all write down the precepts that I'm saying. Keep reading.
Did according to the word of Moses.
Yep.
And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Come on.
Verse 36.
Yep.
And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians.
The Lord gave us what?
Favor in the sight of the Egyptians.
Keep reading.
So that they lent unto them such things as they required.
Right. That's it. Is it in 36?
No.
Come on.
And they spoiled the Egyptians.
You know why? The Egyptians were so afraid of us that they decided, hey, I need to give these people these things. Why? Because they scared. Let me give these people something they're going to leave us. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing that's happening here. It's going to be the same thing that's going to happen here. We're going to go up to them and say, hey, we need these days off, this, that, and the third. Guess what? They're not going to give it to us. That's okay. Cool. We've been saying it. Guess what? Don't worry about it. The Lord is going to plague this place the same way he plagued Egypt. Drop that. Give me Psalms verse 105. Psalms chapter 105, verse 36 through 37. What I'm proving right now is the great substance that we got out of Egypt.
Now I was gonna say too, like how they're withdrawing, like they give every nation something.
Right.
Like they give Asians business loans and everything like
that.
They give them like reparations.
Right.
Like, and they've been withholding reparations and withholding how can I say, membership to come into the country for Isupk and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna throw things at us.
Right.
They're gonna beg us to want to give them
whatever we got.
They're gonna beg us for the Lord to stop whatever he's doing.
And he's not gonna stop.
You know what I'm saying? And he's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop.
Read that.
This is Psalms chapter 105, verse 37.
Yep. 36.
Verse 36
through 37. Come on.
He swore also all the firstborn in the land.
The Lord took away the firstborn of the land of everything in Egypt, from man all the way down to insect.
Just people, right?
Now read it. Just read it.
It said he swore all the firstborn in the land.
Of what?
People.
The firstborn.
Of what?
Of the land.
Of what? What? Nah, read it again. Read everything. No, but read it again.
Says he swore also the firstborn in the land.
So it
didn't say all?
No, sir.
Okay, so like, I thought he said all. He said all. I thought he said all.
He said,
nah, he was right. He was right.
I said all because
didn't say all.
It was everything
in the scripture.
Firstborn of everything. It could have been probably
an insect, a beetle.
Yeah. I didn't want you to give it to me.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
I wanted, you know what I mean? Because
right.
You know, because our mindset was to think like, okay, it was just people like that. No, firstborn of everything.
Everything.
Your oldest is gone.
Everything.
Imagine your firstborn unalived.
Everything.
Imagine your first is unalived. Why? Because you people destroy these people. Keep reading.
The chief of all their strength.
Yep.
Verse 37.
Yep.
He brought them forth also with silver and gold.
He brought us out of Egypt with what?
With silver and gold.
Keep reading.
And there was not one feeble person among them tried.
Think about it. That's why I said we didn't make this up. Read that 37 again.
Verse 37.
Yeah.
He brought them forth also with silver and gold.
Come on.
And there was
understand what is happening. The Lord got us out of Egypt during the Passover, through the Passover, because of the Passover, and he gave us silver, gold raiment. There was not a single person, from the elderly to the newest born person,
It wasn't able to travel.
come on, it didn't have. We had it. Like we left.
Not one feeble.
Not one. Do you understand what he told Abram? He said, "I'm going to bring y'all out of there with great substance." Every single person, living body that came out of Egypt, guess what? We all had it. We were up.
And guess what? Still sin.
Still, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Still messed up.
That's what we do.
Not again.
We are the most hard-headed people.
Not again.
Don't worry about it.
Not
It's
again.
going to change up. Go back to Genesis 15. Y'all have to understand what's being said. And again, we did not bring this out on purpose. We did not sit here and say we're going to bring this out. No, this is just how it lined up. Passover is next week.
Right.
We're reading you about what happened during Passover that was already promised to Abram years prior to Passover, years prior to us being in Egypt. This is already promised to Abram. I'm trying to get you to understand there's a theme about this Bible. I'm trying to get you to understand that there's a theme about what goes on when the Lord tells you something. When the Lord says he's going to do something, what does he do? He does it. When the Lord makes that contract with you, guess what? He honors it. Your problem is you're dishonest and you break it. That's why you're behind is in hell. And that's why you're going to stay in hell. That's why every man you have sex with leaves you. That's why every woman you have sex with, you end up hurting her and she leaves you. That's why your children hate you. That's why your parents are no good. That's why the things you go through in life happens to you. Why? Because you don't honor the contract that you had with the Lord.
Right.
Why don't you just honor the contract? Just do that. That's what we do. Guess what? You can stop dishonoring the contract today. And today you can start honoring the contract. Today you can find out how to honor what the Lord provided for you. How to honor the Lord. How to give the Lord what he requires from you. All he requires is a broken and contrite spirit. That is in Psalms, the 55th chapter. That's all he requires from you. He requires repentance. He requires change. He requires you to say, Salakia, I messed up. Can you please forgive me? I would do better. That's all he requires from you. Just like any good parent. What parent just throws his child out? None of them. But it gets to a point, your child is just he's too far gone. You got to get up out of here. Well, that's what the Lord did. That's what the Lord did. But guess what? The Lord didn't forget us. He didn't forget us. He damn sure forgave us, though. And we're back with him right now. Go back to Genesis, the 15th chapter.
This is Genesis chapter 15, verse 15.
Come on.
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace.
17, 20.
Thou,
Read it. It's like, read it again.
verse 15. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be burned in a good old age.
Did that happen to Abram? Question. Did Abram die at an old age and in peace? Quadash? Prove it. Prove that Abram died. That's a question. You said, I asked, did Abram die at old age and in peace? You said, come say, prove it. Don't swear to. Give me Genesis 25th chapter. I got you. That's the joke. Quadash, you can trust me. I didn't know it before today. So don't even sweat it. But you know it as a trooper. So think about how better you are going to be than I am. Give me Genesis 25, verse 8. Remember, these are all promises that the Lord is giving to Abram right now. We're in Genesis, the 15th chapter. Give me the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 8.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 8.
Come on.
Then Abraham gave up the ghost.
Abraham did what?
Gave up the
That's
ghost
what we say sometimes. Brother just gave up the ghost. Sister gave up the ghost. Keep reading.
and died in a good old age.
He died when?
In a good old age.
Come on.
And an old man and full of his years.
That's it. That's all I need on that. I don't need anymore. The Lord promised Abraham how he would die. He promised Abraham how he would die. Guess what? Yeah, that boy, hey, young man D be on it. I don't know if young man D is like stealing precepts from some other class or something. He be on it, man. I see him, my boy. Go back to Genesis, the 15th chapter, man. I don't know how he be on it that fast, man. That's crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy what I just hear. Go back to Genesis 15, verse 16.
Genesis chapter 15, verse 16.
Yep.
But in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again.
Come on.
For the iniquities of the Ammonites, and not yet full.
Read that again.
Verse 16. But in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again, for the iniquities of the Ammonites is not yet full.
Says Amorite. Break that down for me.
They don't suffer from.
So basically,
No,
get into them.
all right.
so basically, the iniquities are not yet full. So basically, is that saying like
The iniquities of who is not yet full?
the
Rights.
Amorites?
Yes. Explain.
So basically, like it's kind of I'm saying what I think it is. It's saying like they still have things they have to pay for what they've done.
Yes. Okay. You actually give me that. So what's going on? Remember, these are promises that the Lord is making with Abram. He already told Abram, "I'm going to give you a land, the land of Canaan." Who was in that land of Canaan? The Amorites were in that land of Canaan, amongst other Hamitic tribes.
Right.
He's telling them, your people are not going to get that land until that fourth generation.
Right.
Why? Because he needs the sins of those people to be fulfilled so he can properly judge them.
Right.
The Lord don't work on your time.
Right.
He works on his time.
Right.
Somebody does something to you, you want something to happen to them right then and there.
Right.
That's what you want.
Right.
Now, the Lord lets you build up. That's what the Lord do. The Lord think about, you wouldn't be alive right now if it was because of that.
Right.
Think about all the pork you've eaten in your life. You should have died the first time you ate a pepperoni pizza. You should have got a heart attack right then and there and gave up the ghost.
Worms.
The first time you robbed somebody or thought about it, you should have got shot that day. First time you broke into the house, you should have got shot that day. You should have been unalive that day. First time you had intercourse with a woman that you knew you didn't want to be yours, you should have got AIDS that day. First time you ever had sex with a man, you didn't know what you was doing, you should have got AIDS that day. Now the Lord is merciful.
Right.
Even with heathens, the Lord is going to let those heathens build up that sin. He's going to let you build up that sin. You know what he's going to do? He's going to cast you down, buddy. He's going to bring those spirits to get at you.
Slow the rap.
Slow. He got some way. I know you think in your mind that the Lord is slack concerning his promise. That's in Peter, I believe. I think 2 Peter 3:9. You ain't got to get it. You think the Lord is slack concerning his promise. And people count slackness as the Lord not going to fulfill what he said he was going to do. The Lord told this to Abram in the book of Genesis, the 15th chapter. He told him, I'm going to give you a land. But what I need for you to get that land, I need those people in that land to keep sinning. I need them to keep doing wrong. I need them to keep going against God's people. I need them to keep doing what they do so I can be justified in what I do. The Lord's judgment is justified. The Lord is a righteous God. You deserve AIDS. You deserve it. Because you had sex with so many women that you never cared about. You deserve it because you had sex with so many men you didn't care about. You did not care about your body. You deserve a heart attack. You deserve heart disease. You know why? You deserve high cholesterol. You know why? Because you don't care about your body. You eat pork. You deserve to get shot. You deserve it. You've been breaking into houses your whole life. Somebody should shoot you. You deserve prison. You deserve death. You deserve a horrible relationship with your children. Why? You have been a horrible parent. You deserve it. You deserve it. Everything that happens in your life, you deserve it. Come on, sir.
One of the points that you was trying to let's go back to that point. Like the Lord, okay. If the Lord destroyed Africa right now, what would that do? Like, would that be like a great symbol of America? Africa's already kind of like destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not to the point where the Lord's going to get all the how can I say? What's the word I'm looking for?
Like, Revelation 18:4. I know where he's going.
Yes. Okay. So the Lord, Egypt at that time period was like America.
Yeah.
But the reason why the Lord chose America and the nation of Edom is because look at how great they are. Look at how great they are right now. Like, look at how much they're thriving, making all this different stuff that we don't even like. You know what I mean? The AIs and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole bunch of greatness going on in here. The Lord chose them. He didn't choose Africa. He didn't choose Italy. He didn't, you know what I mean? He chose the top dog.
Right.
It's because he wants to destroy the top dog because that's the way that he works. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do it, it's like okay. If I'm gonna catch a fade with somebody, it's gonna be the biggest dude in the hood.
Gotta be.
You know what I mean?
Why?
It's like that. I want my representation. I want the biggest, strongest person that I can throw hands with.
Why?
Because either way, I'm just throwing hands. But if I throw hands with the biggest person on the block, it means something.
Because especially if I win.
And it honestly, he don't even need it.
He don't need it.
But he's just doing it for the glory of him, for the glory of him. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll talk about this for millenniums to come. You know what I'm saying? Millenniums to come, we'll be speaking about how the Lord was able to destroy America. You know what I'm saying? We'll be speaking about this.
We will.
And he didn't choose Antarctica. He didn't choose Canada.
Right. Germany.
He chose the biggest, strongest. You know what I mean? It's all. He's doing this for a reason.
Right.
America is not great because they're just great. He wants them to be great.
Right.
He wants them to be great. He wants the people who oppressed his people to be great. So that when he destroys them, you'll know it was him.
That's in the Bible. Give me that Revelation 18.
Let's go.
This book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4.
Come on.
And I heard another voice from the heaven
Come on.
saying, come out of her, my people.
Come out of who, my people?
Come out of her, my people.
Who is this talking about? This is talking about the great daughter, the great virgin daughter of Babylon, America. Keep reading.
That ye be not partakers of her sin.
Come out of her. What she do, please do not do. So you won't be partakers of her sin. She celebrates Christmas. Please don't celebrate Christmas. You know, she believes in LGBTQ. Please don't believe in LGBTQ. Please don't. Don't. He's telling you, he's asking you, hey man, get up out of her, man. He's telling you, get up out of her so you don't be partakers in her sins. What she do, you don't do. You have to understand, you know why I'm not a Christian? Because he's a Christian. She's a Christian. That's why I'm not a Christian. Does that make sense to you? There are drug dealers. I don't drug deal. There are robbers and unalivers. I don't rob and unalive people. They lie. I don't lie. They're thieves. I'm not a thief. They are that. I'm not that. I've taken my spirit out of this place. So I won't what? Read. Be partakers.
And be partakers of her sin.
I took my spirit out of this place so I'll be partakers of her sins. Why? Keep reading.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
So I will receive the plague that she's going to get. The same way we did not receive the plague that Egypt got back then. Keep reading.
For her sins have reached unto the heavens.
Her sins have reached up to the what?
The heavens.
To the heavens. Her sins are so high. America's sins is so high, it's reached unto the heavens. Keep reading.
And God has remembered her iniquities.
God has remembered her iniquities. Guess what? Guess what? Because he has remembered her iniquities, you know what's about to happen. You got it? Is that the end of 6?
And real quick, too, that just shows you how much the Lord loves you.
Come on. That's the point.
He's showing you how great this place could be, but he's showing you how great he is.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, you're comfortable here, right? You love it here? I mean, okay, well look at how great they are, and yet they want the rainbow community to run this place.
Run it.
Look at how they abuse children.
Come on.
Look at how, you know what I mean?
That's what they do.
But I'm better than this place.
Right.
And I can destroy this place with just a, you know what I mean, a flick of the finger.
Within an hour, he says he's gonna come down.
And your child won't be abused. You don't have to worry about, you know what I mean, having to be conformed to the rainbow community just to be accepted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can be exactly who you are, except other than following exactly what the hell I told you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is how much the Lord loves you. He's showing you how great a captivity could be, and how great you could be if you were out of that captivity.
Right.
Like it's kind of like poetry. Like if you think about
it is.
It's like poetry. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord loves his people so much, and we have every reason to not be, you know what I mean, under his, how can I say, under his loyalty.
Right.
We've shown everything, but it's like that's why we were compared to being a harlot. You know what I'm saying? Because we have something that's so great, we have something that's so loyal to us, and yet we want to continue to keep on running to different things. You know what I mean? The Bible's poetry.
It's poetry.
It's poetry. You know what I'm saying? I just want to throw that out there because
not as heavy.
I had to think about how much the Lord really loves his people.
Yeah.
He's showing you how great America could be.
It's crazy.
He's showing you how great the people that put you into captivity could be, just so he can show you how easily he can destroy them.
Right.
And how easily they can be pushed away under his authority. Just for us to be like, all right, you know what, we gonna submit to you. Like, that's crazy.
You know how much he has to do for us to even.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Finish that verse 6. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Reward her even as she has rewarded you.
Yeah, reward her even as she has rewarded you. Why? Because ye are the judges of the earth. That's in 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Keep reading.
Double unto her, double according to her work.
Read it again.
Double unto her, double according to her work.
Say double unto her, double.
Double unto her, double.
Double unto her, double. Yeah, keep reading.
And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double.
That's it. What she has done to you, you will judge her. When the Lord will give you the power to judge her, double. The same way he had us judge the Amorites. We got rid of the people in that land. The Lord allowed, the way he got us out of Egypt was through him. Then the Lord gave us power to get those people out of the land that we was going to take over. Mm-hmm. We did that. The Lord gave us the power to honor him to be able to do that. We would never have that land if he never gave us the power. Anything you get is through the Lord. Go back to Genesis 15.
Well, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 17.
Come on.
And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces.
I know you wasn't here last week and we didn't have Wi-Fi. These pieces, go to verse 10. Jump to verse 10.
Verse 10. And he took upon him all these and divided them in the midst and laid each piece one against another. But the birds divided he not.
This is what the Lord asked him to do. The Lord wanted him to put certain animals on I can't call it a temple, on a place, an altar to sacrifice them. These pieces are the pieces that he's talking about. Go drop back down to verse, what was that, 17?
18.
18. Come on.
Verse 18. In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham.
What did those pieces symbolize? Read it again.
Verse 10.
No. Go back to 18.
Okay.
You there.
Like,
you 12.
in the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham.
Those pieces of meat, those animals that what's they have, that Abraham had to sacrifice, those were that showed the covenant. The only way you get a covenant through the Lord is through sacrifice. The only way you make a contract with the Lord is through sacrifice. Hold that. Give me Psalms 15:5. We're gonna prove what I'm saying. The only way you make a covenant with the Lord today is through sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your whole life. Christians think it's easy to serve the Lord. That's what they think. They think it's easy. A Christian think everybody's a Christian. Psalms 50 and 5. The Christian thinks, all of us, everybody in the world is a Christian, it's easy to serve the Lord. No, you know what comes with serving the Lord? Everybody hates you. Y'all just went over that Thursday in class. Your own household would be your foe. Mother, father, brother, sister. Everybody you ever known your whole life is going to come up against you. Why?
Division.
Division. Why does the Lord want that? The Lord wants the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. The Lord wants you to understand that everybody you've ever known in your life does not serve him. Every last single person. You can't fathom that. I know you want to love everybody. I get it. I know you love your family. I love my mother too. I love my father. I love my grandmother. I love my uncles, my cousins, my sister, my brother. I love them too. Guess what? They don't serve the Lord. They don't serve him. This is hype. They do not serve the Lord. Why? The Lord didn't want them to serve him. The Lord put them around to test you. The Lord wanted to see, are you faithful enough for me to leave them? Who's more important to you? Your daughter, your son, your mother, your father? If they're more important than you, if they're more important to you than I, then you are not for me. This is very simple. You think this is easy? Everybody in the world thinks we're crazy. Do you understand what we're doing? We're up against the masses of people. Not only the masses of everybody who's not in my family, I'm against the masses of my family as well. They're gonna disown you. Most of them are gonna disown you. They're gonna want you not to come around. They're not gonna call you for anything. You know why? Because you're in the cult and you're crazy and you're tripping. Yeah, when you're not tripping, they're in the cult too. They think because you decide to serve the Lord, you're in the cult. They're not. They're in the cult too. The root word for culture is what? Cult. Everybody has the culture that they serve. The culture that they serve is the culture of Satan. That's the culture they serve. They eat pork. They serve Satan. They eat as something as small as that to you is so major in the Lord. It's so major to the Lord because it's small. There's not small sin. There's not a small law. If you eat pork, it's like you're raping a woman. Okay, you eat pork, it's like you're unaliving someone. They are the Antichrist. Where are the Antichrists? In the world. That is in the scriptures. The Antichrist is in the world. You can't be in the world. You can't understand. It's hard. I know it's hard. I get it. I understand it. Every last single brother and sister in the school has fought that fight. But guess what we know? We know we're more worthy, we're more righteous to be in here than to be out there. You're gonna die. You're gonna die for them. I'm not dying for them. I'm not. I enjoy life too much with these brothers and sisters to give my life up for you out there. You don't care for the Lord. You can't stop eating pork. You can't stop eating shrimp, tuna, crab, lobster. You can't stop doing those things. So I know for a fact you don't care for the Lord. If you don't care for the Lord, guess what? You don't care about me. What we're trying to get you to understand, especially in that moment, you don't serve God. You think you do. You think you serve the God of this Bible. You think you serve the Most High. No, you don't. You don't know what he looked like. You don't know how he acted. You don't know his characteristics. You don't know anything about God. And because you decide not to know because we're telling you and you refuse it, he's going to chop your head off. Shall I go on? I digress. You got something to say?
Get your lips together.
Get it together.
That's all I got.
Get it together.
But, I mean, going into the scriptures that we were talking about, you know what I'm saying? Don't take it lightly. Listen, this is perfect for Passover. Passover this week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Definitely. It's about to be live this week. It's about to be live this week. Definitely about to see brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Being in such a form of like I was just talking to a brother that's in the world, and he was all like, man, when I go out with regular people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like turmoil, it's drama,
Right.
gossiping and stuff like that. Like, when I go out with you and Cap and all them, like, y'all just happy.
Literally.
Like, no drama, no messiness, no nothing. That's what we expect when we come to Passover. You know what I mean? Like, when you go to Passover, you're going to see a stadium full of black people. It's all in unison,
Right.
Of joy, happiness, you know what I'm saying? Love, you know what I'm saying? What truly kingdom on earth, the kingdom on earth, you know what I'm saying? Like, we stepping into that this week. You know what I mean? Everybody got their bags packed, everybody ready to go, you know what I'm saying? So definitely ready to see all my brothers, all my sisters, you know what I'm saying? Definitely ready to see all the smiles, the joy, the laughter, you know what I'm saying? This is definitely something that doesn't need to be taken lightly.
Right.
Because even in a how can I say, in a black family, you always step. There's somewhere where there's some drama. Oh, this person don't mess with that person.
Right.
They beefing with that person. It's not that here. It's not that here. We're all joy, smiles. Everybody's having an excellent time.
Cool.
The epiphany of what black people should be is going to happen this week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
It's going to happen this week. Do not take that lightly. Do not take that lightly because you know what I mean. You can't even broadcast this. You know what I mean? You can't even broadcast how we can all be in one spot together and no drama happens.
No problem.
No gunshots. No yelling and fighting. No, oh yeah, well you stepped on my toe and whoopty whoop, oh, nothing. None of that. It's never that.
This is a bunch of salakias.
It's never that. Salaki, my bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's never drama. It's never drama. You know what I mean? Take that into, like, really just breathe that in. Like, we are literally setting the standard on what black people should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, black and Hispanic should be. You know what I'm saying? We gonna all be in there. We all gonna have a great time. Hopefully, I'm one of the photographers, so I'm trying to get as much footage as possible.
Straight up.
You know what I mean, of blacks and Hispanics being together, smiling, laughing, having a great time. No drama at all. No drama. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? This is a perfect class for that. You know what I mean? The water to you. You know what I'm saying, brother? You know what I mean? Beautiful Sabbath service. But we're gonna see y'all. You know what I mean? We're gonna see y'all this week. Everybody get y'all bags packed. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got to say.
Give me 18 to 21. We're gonna finish it up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18.
15.
15 and 18.
Come on.
In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram.
The Lord made a what?
A covenant with Abram.
Come on.
Saying unto them, saying unto thy seed, have I given the land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the Euphrates?
Come on.
Verse 19. The Kenites and the Kenites.
When we're reading on the Hamitic nations that were in our land. That's our land. We're reading about the Hamitic nation that was in our land that we were going to have to take over to get our land. Keep reading.
And the Kenites.
Yep.
And the
Coppernites.
Come
on.
And the Hittites.
Come on.
And the Perizzites.
Come on.
And the
Just come on.
And the Amorites.
Come on. No, Amorites. Come on.
And the Canaanites.
Come on.
And the
Girgashites. And
the Jebusites.
All these are Hamitic nations that were in the land that we were supposed to take over. The Lord is telling Abraham at this point, I'm going to get you these land. I'm going to get you this land. But these people are going to be in this land, but don't sweat. I'm going to get you. Now, what's my point? What was the theme of this class today? Give me Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, and I want verse 7 and 8, and we'll call it a day. The theme of this class is the Lord fulfills his promises. This is why this is going to be the scripture to get out of this class. Regardless of what you heard today, this scripture that's coming out of Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, the 7th and 8th verse. The reason why these scriptures are being brought out is for you to understand this. Read.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7.
Go on.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
There's going to come a time where no one's going to say the children of Israel came out of the land of Egypt. Keep reading.
Verse 8, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
Out of the what country?
The north country.
What country are we in now? What continent are we in now, Kodashi?
We in North America.
We are in North America. This was made during Jeremiah's time. There's going to come a time where we're not going to say we are the children that came out of Egypt. Right now, we're saying we're the children that came out of Egypt.
Americans.
There's going to be a time where we're going to say, well, we're going to come back and we're like, man, the Lord got us out of North America. The same way we're talking about Egypt right now, it's going to be written down how we came out of America. Keep reading.
And from all countries, whether I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
From the north, and from all countries where he has driven us, eventually we're going to get back to our own land, our homeland. That's the theme of today. The Lord will fulfill that promise that he had already made amongst his prophets. Just wait. Work on it and wait. Serve the Lord and wait. Make thine election sure and wait. Because it's going to happen. With that, we're going to get a class up because of time's sake. The water for tuning in. Yahweh Shema Shabbat to the brothers. Yahweh Shema what is it? To the sisters. With that, we'll say shalom, peace, the water.